All right, so I have already washed my face and have moisturized my face. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some primer. So this is not drugstore. This is the No Pore Blend Primer by Touch in Sol. And my mom actually recently received this in her BoxyCharm, and she gave it to me. And I love it. It's so, so good. So I'm just going to take some of this and just apply it everywhere. And this helps to remove your pores or give you a smooth canvas to work with. All right, so after that is done, I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit, and then I'm gonna move on and do my eyebrows. So my eyebrows are a hot mess. We are all in quarantine and I haven't been able to do my eyebrows. Tried to do this eyebrow, which is why there is barely any hair on the bottom, opposed to this one is hairy as F. I was too scared. I was like, I don't want to mess up my eyebrows, so I just left them as is. I am going to fill them up a little bit. No more than $5 for this, and the reason why I bought this is because Sephora was closed because of quarantine, and I needed an eyebrow pencil because I ran out of my eyebrow pencil and I needed it like right away. So I just went to Target and I grabbed it, and I'm pretty impressed by it. I am going to you know, try different eyebrow pencils because it does the job, but it's not my favorite. I feel like it's a little bit too smooth. I like my eyebrow pencils to be not so smooth, and I also like it with a little tip opposed to just like the rounded tip. I like it to be more defined, if that makes any sense. But I'm just gonna go ahead and fill these eyebrows, see what I can do. So after I have filled my eyebrows in, I'm going to go ahead and start with my foundation. So the foundation that I'm going to be using today is the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. Foundation is amazing. I love it so much. It's my go-to foundation, and I am in the shade 485. And to apply my foundation, I'm going to use my handy dandy beauty blender. So I like to shake it up. It's important to shake up your foundation. And I'm just going to first dot it out in my face with my fingers, and then I'm gonna blend it out. I'm just gonna use a mirror because you guys are kind of far away. Continue blending the foundation. apply the concealer. So I like to do some lines along the eye area, underneath the eye area. And just bring it down quite a bit because I like the lighter effect. I'm just gonna go down my nose and chin. And this is just to lighten up a little bit so the foundation, since the foundation is a little darker, just gonna highlight a little bit so it doesn't look too dark, if you know what I mean. So now I'm just gonna use my beauty blender again and blend out the concealer. I'm gonna be using the Luxury Baking Powder in the shade Banana, and this is by Revolution Makeup, so I'm gonna be using that. And what I used, it's this setting brush by Real Techniques, so I just use that to set under my eyes and also here around the mouth area because my foundation crease is like crazy there, and I like to set there. So again, I'm gonna grab my mirror. I'm just gonna pat underneath the eyes. And here around my mouth. And then I just go a little bit all over just to kind of just set everything. I don't like to powder my whole face because my face is dry, and when I apply powder to my face, I feel like my face looks dry, it looks cakey. So I prefer to just apply foundation and just apply a little bit of the Makeup Revolution setting powder, and I just use the same brush and just gently go over my face. Not everywhere, just in the places where I tend to crease, which is around here, the smile lines, around my nose. My foundation tends to start breaking or creasing throughout the day, and also in my forehead. I do have some wrinkles there in my forehead, so I like to set there, and that actually helps with creasing. Also, I set around my eyes. And now that we have applied our foundation, we have applied our concealer, I am just going to go in and do a little bit of contouring. Mega Glow contouring palette, and this is in the shade Dulce de Leche. I use this shade to contour, and I actually use this one to set underneath my eyes for a little bit of a brighter effect. And to contour, what I first like to do is I like to, again, since this is a natural everyday makeup look, I'm not gonna contour a lot. I'm just going to contour a little bit. I'm gonna use the NARS, I forget what this brush is called, but it's just a contour brush. So I'm just going to literally just like go like this because this thing is so pigmented, so you definitely want to be light-handed. And I'm just going to give my face some definition. So I'm just going to literally just draw a line just to define my cheekbones. And I'm gonna do that on both sides. Again, a little tap because this thing is so pigmented, you don't want to go overboard. And just do a little line. Perfect. And then I'm gonna move to my forehead. I do have a huge forehead, so I like to contour that a little bit. Or I like to contour that a little bit more. Just like that. And then I'm just going to contour my nose. So I'm just going to pinch the sides just like that. Again, I'm going to dab it in my powder and just contour the nose. Little straight line. Again, not something extremely contoured, just to give my face some definition. And I'm just gonna blend all that out. The nose, I usually just blend it out with that, but the rest of my face, I'm gonna use this Morphe brush. It's a really old brush, but it's like an angled contour brush. So now I'm just going to just blend that contour really well. So everything looks seamless. Just gonna add a little bit more. And don't forget your neck or your jawline. Don't forget your jawline. And that's all I do for my contour. Okay, so now let's move on to the eyes. Again, this look is a simple everyday look, so I'm gonna do something very minimal, very simple on the eyes, just to give my eyes a little bit of definition, but nothing too extreme. So I'm going to be using this Revolution Makeup Reloaded Velvet Rose palette, and I'm just going to use these shades right here. I'm going to use this shade over here and this brown one over here. So I grab the MAC 224 brush, and I'm going to go ahead and go in with this color right over here. Just dip it in my palette and just put it on my crease just to define the crease a little bit. These palettes are so good. They're extremely cheap and they're so pigmented. So we've defined the crease, nothing too crazy. And now I'm going to add this color on the lid. I'm just gonna use my fingers for this part. And this is just gonna go on the lid. Okay, now I'm just gonna grab my brush again and just blend a little bit more. So now that I did very simple eyes, I'm just going to grab my setting makeup brush and I'm just gonna dust off any of the highlights that we left there for some baking. Not a lot of baking, but just a little bit. Just wipe that off. And anything else that I might have. So I'm going to be using this Anastasia of Beverly Hills brush. This is just one of the brushes that come with her palettes. And I'm going to be using this smaller side just to define my lower lash line with the same brown that we used to define our crease. I'm just going to dip back in there and define the lash line. Just a little bit, not a lot, because this is a natural look, so we don't want to go overboard and look like we're too made up for the daytime. Right. Just like that. So now we are almost done with the eyes. But first, I'm just gonna go in with some blush, Alamar Cosmetics palette, just to apply some blush. And I'm going to be using this shade right here, Seclusion. It's like a light orangey shade. And I'm going to be using that same brush that I used to blend my foundation. This also works great for applying blush. So now I'm just gonna dip it and apply it on my cheeks. And this just gives you a very nice glowy look to your face. So this is what the blush looks like. Such a beautiful color. All right, so now that we've applied some blush, next we're gonna move on to some highlights. So this is not drugstore. I do admit that I've never tried any highlights from the drugstore. So if you guys have, please give me some recommendations so I can go ahead and try it out. But I'm going to be using the Anastasia of Beverly Hills highlight. This is the collaboration with Amrezy. So to apply my highlight, I'm literally going to just apply it with my fingers. I'm just gonna dab a good amount and just apply it to my cheekbones. I also like to apply a little bit on my nose and some on my Cupid's bow, just for fun. And in my inner corner, I like to also apply some highlight. Just do a little dab in the inner corner. Blend this out a little bit more. So now, I'm just gonna apply some mascara. I'm not gonna apply any lashes because this is everyday. So you can apply some lashes. You can do some Ardell wispy lashes. Those are pretty natural, so you can do those. But I'm just going to apply some mascara. And the mascara that I'm using is Voluminous Original. So this is what we have so far. So to finish things up, I'm just going to do a nude lip, chestnut lip liner, and I just combine it with some HUDA Beauty lipstick. And if I am in the mood, I'll apply some gloss on top of it, but I like to just leave it as is. So I'm just gonna line my lips really quickly. And I just apply a little bit on my lips, and I just blend it out with my finger. Just like that. This is what it looks like. And to finish things off, I'm just going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter. And I'm just gonna spray this all over my face just so my makeup lasts all day long. And that's it for my everyday makeup look. All these products are affordable. The foundation was $13. The concealer is like 12 bucks. The cheapest thing, I think it's the Revolution Velvet Rose palette that you can just get it at Ulta, and I believe it's like $10 or even cheaper than that. But these are so worth it. They're so pigmented and affordable. You don't have to break the bank to get a nice look. Please like and subscribe for more videos from me. I do upload every single Thursday.